Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. And you join us on our West Highland Way trek. We left Milgavnie this morning around 9:30. We actually arrived in Milgavnie last night, and we stayed at a Premier Inn. And we're about 2.5 miles in at the moment. And our destination for this evening is either Drymen, or we're gonna camp up on Conic Hill, depending on the weather. As you can see, it's fantastic. It's going to be a pretty warm day today. The sun's out and everything's good. However, tomorrow we're going to have to deal with some heavy rain, so we'll see how it goes. So we're going to crack on and we'll catch up with you later. So this is one of the honesty boxes along the way, and there's a deli here as well. So we're almost at Drymen now. Another couple of miles. The last few miles into Drymen are on a road, but it's pretty quiet. It's quite high up as well, so there's a nice breeze, which is it's good for the armpits when it's this hot. But we're gonna pop into Drymen and see what's about. I think there's a grocery shop there where we can, well, I might get myself a beer, maybe some wine or something.
Ice cream.
Yeah, ice cream, and then we'll head up into the forest. We were going to try and get to Conic Hill tonight, but can't really be bothered. Can you, Tris?
I want to get to Conic Hill.
You want to get there? Oh well, plans might change. Well guys, we've passed through Drymen. We stopped for a quick pint in the Drymen Inn, and we went to the spa. There's a spa shop there. We picked up a couple of litres of water and a bottle of wine for this evening, and we're hiking out of Drymen towards, I think it's the Garabad forest or something like that. But at the moment I think we're on the is it the Rob Roy way?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. And it joins up again with the West Highland Way and takes us into the woods. So it's been a tough day, to be honest, hasn't it, Tris?
Well, it's really warm.
Yeah, really, really warm. The sun's been beating us down. We've got sunburn on the back of our arms.
I had to put factor 25 on.
Factor 25 in Scotland. It's not even May yet. But yeah, the last bit, once you get on the tarmac's a bit of a slog. I don't know if you can make out the road down there. It's a big hill. We've done over 13 miles with heavy packs on, so we'll be looking forward to setting up camp. So yeah, we're going to crack on. So once you get up into the woods, you get the first real views of Loch Lomond. Don't know if you can make it out there, the sun's a bit bright, but the loch's there. And then Conic Hill, or Chronic Hill as it's known, it's just ahead of us. So we're just going to carry on through the woods for a bit. I think it's quite a large forest, but at the moment there's nowhere to wild camp. It's just a bit of a plantation. So we think we might have found a potential camp spot up there. There's some nice flat grass. It's the first bit of grass that we've seen since we got into the woods, so I like the look of it. Tris is a little keen on cracking on, but to be honest, I'm done in. Oh, that is a perfect pitch, that, Tris. Look at that. Come on, let's get in. How do we get in?
I think there was a part there next to
Yeah. Oh, definitely getting in here. I've done enough walking. We've done best part of 14 miles now, so
wow, it's 15.5.
15.5. So yeah, that's enough. And we'll just get in here. Oh, you say that. That looks perfect. Nice flat pitch over there. Tris has found the easier route in. So if you want to use this one, it's just probably about 1.5 miles into the woods, and that'll do us. Easily be able to get the tent up here. Fantastic. So I think we'll get set up then. Do you think that? Yes, I do need help. Okay. So when it's raining, this will be a right bind, won't it?
Yeah, this is going to be the hard bit.
So we've decided to get some food on. So I've just brought along I think it's a 900ml ultralight titanium Avenue mug pot, 900 I think it is. It weighs less than 100 grams. Pretty thin as well, so it boils water fairly quickly. I've got a Soto Windmaster stove underneath it. And I actually ended up bringing the balls from my Trangia 27 kit, just because they're really lightweight. I think they're pretty much the same weight as the titanium balls of similar size that you can get. They're a hell of a lot cheaper. And what we've just got in here is real termat kebab stew. What I've done was I decanted it from its packaging, because it's fairly bulky, just into some Ziploc bags, and you can just pour the boiling water straight in, and when it's relatively mild like it is today, it'll rehydrate without getting too cold. So that's going to be dinner, and I've also got a lovely big bag of jerky, so I'll add a good handful of quality protein in there as well. Add a bit extra water, that'll all rehydrate lovely, and that should help me recover from this walk, I think, and prepare us for tomorrow. Well guys, we managed to get some dinner, and we've spent the last couple of hours just sitting down and taking the weight off our feet. Feel a bit better now. I've got a bit of red wine on the go. Trish is already in the tent. I'm not sure if she's asleep or not, and the sun is just beginning to set there in the distance. But I've just checked my pedometer on my phone, and today we walked 15.9 miles, which was a little bit further than we expected to walk, to be honest. I thought it was only about 12 miles, but hopefully we've kind of made a dent into the miles that we were supposed to do tomorrow then. Now, I think the next couple of days on the West Highland Way are the toughest, I think, because we're going up the east shore of Loch Lomond, and even though the distances aren't great, I think the terrain's pretty tricky. It's a little narrow path that follows the loch shore, and it's undulating, and the terrain's a bit difficult. So people say it's the hardest part of the walk. So we've got that to look forward to tomorrow. But I think in the meantime I'm just going to finish off this wine and then probably hit the sack and try and get some rest and prepare ourselves for tomorrow. There's a few midges flying around actually. Not many, but they're out. They don't seem to be biting, but not too much of a problem. So yeah, so I think we'll catch up with you again in the morning. So we're all packed up and we have left no trace. Trish is just going to extend her hiking poles, and then we're going to head up to Conic Hill, or Conic Hill, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, last night was a bit weird. It was about 3 AM and we just heard barking outside of the tent. And at first I thought it was a dog, but then I was like, well, it can't be up here at that time of night. So it was probably roe deer, because they bark when they get startled, but they usually don't bother people when they're camping, or we sleep in the woods, you know, loads of times, and the deer will just stay away from you. But this one was making a right racket, and it was only probably about 20 or 30 feet away from the tent. But then as the barking went on, we heard another one, so I think they must have had like a territory kind of face off. But it was a bit weird. But anyway, I think that's us done now, so we're gonna crack on and attempt Conic Hill. You ready for this, Tris?
Yes.
We did have grand plans about getting up at like 6 AM and cracking on.
Oh, that didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work out. It's 25 to 9, so it's not too bad. And we've had a good rest. So there's a handy route map here which tells you where we are. So we'll be heading over Conic Hill and we'll be going up this area now. This is all the camping management zone. So you've got to get north of Rowardennan and then up past Ptarmigan Lodge. You can see where the zone ends, so we're aiming to get there. So just underneath Ben Lomond. So we're pretty much at the bottom of Conic Hill now. Just gonna filter some water because we're running pretty low. Now there's a bridge that takes you onto the hill, but there's a cracking little wild camp spot here for future reference for anyone. But there's a river, a stream flowing down here. Now there's a lot of sheep in the area, so I think it's definitely wise to filter this water. So we're just leaving Balmahar now. Conic Hill wasn't too bad, was it?
No.
We hiked over there with a German couple from Dusseldorf. And we've been chatting to a few other hikers. We stopped off at the Oak Tree Inn, cup of coffee, bacon roll. And now we're going to start the Loch Lomond section. So the rain has arrived. We knew it was forecast. It's not too heavy at the moment, but I think it's in for the entire day until the early hours of the morning. But it doesn't detract from the scenery. Lovely. This stump has literally got Trish stumped.
I am stumped. Got to go backwards.
If in doubt, go down backwards. Have you? Yeah, I think it's going to take us a bit of a while, this path. Like on the first leg you can get up quite a bit of speed on the way to Drymen. They're all fairly straight, good quality tracks, but this is a different beast. So we're just heading into Salaki Woodland campsite. And I think the situation is you get a pitch here, and looks like there's some dry logs and some kindling left at this one, so I wonder if you can order that, you know, get a camping pitch, order a bag of wood and have your campfire to dry yourself out after a long hard day on the Highland Way. Looks pretty nice though. So it's gone 5 o'clock and we're just heading out of Rowardennan now. We did call it the Clansman Bar for a swift pint of tenants. It's pretty busy in there, it's all fully booked. It's a bank holiday weekend, so it's pretty rammed, and now we're just going to head towards Ptarmigan Lodge where the camping management zone ends, and hopefully find somewhere to pitch up because I am knackered. Done in. It's been another really long day. Well, morning everyone. Not gonna lie, yesterday was a bit rough. So we arrived at this little camping spot here, which isn't too bad actually, but the track just runs along there. But we really couldn't be bothered there to leave the track to find somewhere. Plus, if you can see behind, it's all pretty dense forest. So we just got in here and pitched the tent. It was raining heavily, so since we're using this MSR tent, which is an inner pitch first time I've ever bought one, because I don't like the idea of getting the bathtub all soaking wet. But that's what happened last night, so I had to take my socks off, and I made an effort to dry the bottom of the inner, but it didn't really work, so everything in there is soaking wet. So we got up about 6 o'clock this morning after going to sleep at around 8:30 last night. I put my hand in my shoe, you know, when I was putting them on, and there was just a massive slug in there, so that was a nice way to start the morning. But I've got a brew on the go. Trish is just getting herself up. Everything's wet. The middle layer that I'm wearing got soaked through my bag, but there's no other way to dry it really apart from just to put it on and hope that my body temperature will eventually dry it off. But today we're going to head to Beinglass farm campsite where we've got a pitch booked. So I wouldn't dry everything out, it's no big deal. We'll be able to get a shower and wash some clothes and stuff. Oh, it's a bit grim like. But I think it's just the rain, you know. When the rain comes in, what else can you do? You're just going to get wet. And in Scotland when it rains, you know, you don't just get a half-hour shower. I mean, it was in for a good 10 hours yesterday of non-stop rain. But today it's just cloudy with not much chance of rain, so hopefully we'll be able to get the kit dried off a bit today. So yeah, not feeling too bad. We had a dehydrated meal last night. We did pass through the Rowardennan hotel. We stopped there for a pint, but it was all fully booked for meals. But we are carrying a supply of dried food, which is a pretty good idea actually. There are places to eat along the way, but if they're busy, you know, you're scuppered. So I had some Summit to Eat beef stew last night with a load of beef jerky added to it just for a bit of extra protein. I think it's done the trick. I'm feeling pretty good today. Well folks, it's 20 to 8. Whoa! And we're just setting off. We've left the campsite. It took a while actually because all the gear was really wet. so we had to strategically pack everything. And then the midges started coming out, didn't they, Tris?
Yeah.
They don't seem to be biting, but they are starting to swarm. So next stop is Beinglass farm. Not really sure how many miles we've got to do today, Tris. 12, is it?
12.
Well, 12 apparently, but we've got, like, you know, I've got a pedometer app on my phone and those seems to be more. Like, we've done 15 miles a day for the last 2 days. I think it was meant to be a little less than that, wasn't it?
I'm not sure.
Who knows, anyway.
We're not going according to that.
Are we not? No. Oh well, let's crack on. Hopefully today will be a little easier. Come on ladies, out of the way. That's it. Off you go.
Bye guys.
Whoa. You have to make sure to look up every now and again, because you do get some really nice views of the loch from up here. This porridge is really good now. So there are a few kind of narrow, difficult sections on this loch side part. Some of it's good and other bits are like this, a little bit more technical. So we're just past the Inveroran hotel now. Stopped off in there for a cup of coffee. They've got a little walker's bar attached to the side. You've got to leave your rucksack and your shoes and that outside. But they do a decent apple strudel, a few extra calories for the rest of the hike. So from this point to Beinglass farm, I think we've got another 6 miles, but it's all along the loch side, so I don't think it's going to be particularly quick hiking, but we've got plenty of time. So it's definitely a bit of a struggle along this section. You can see all the different paths you can take, and the trick is you've got to choose the right one. Wow. So there's a certain amount of scrambling involved in this section. Hey, alright Tris, I'll still be here. No, do not fall, just take your time. Aye.
Okay, so just get.
There you go.
Oh God.
Oh, I think it's down there now.
Oh, okay.
There you go. So we've just met a guy walking in the other direction with a big backpack on. I asked him if he's doing the West Highland Way from north to south, and he said no, I'm just walking back from John O'Groats. He's a ex-RAF serviceman who's retired, so he thought, well, I'll just go for a long walk. And he's going to attempt to walk all the way back to the English border if he can. So yeah, you do meet some interesting folk along the way. Well folks, as always, the last couple of miles is really kind of taking its toll. It's pretty exhausting, and then you've got tree trunks like this that you've got to squat down and take it on the legs again. But I think hopefully within the next hour, what do you reckon Tris, an hour?
An hour.
Yeah, we should be at the campsite where we can get the tent out and get stuff washed and dried and stuff like that. Get a couple of beers, so
Get some food.
yeah, get some food and a shower. So that's the only thing really that's keeping us going at the minute.